I feel like I'm so upset about things that are going on that I don't know how to talk about it to you right now.
Because when you come back and see something is upsetting you, so you just open from here, something is upsetting you. Then for you, it's much easier to go back in you. Because if you only stay with you, that upsetting, and then you learn not to protect yourself from the upsetting. You just open in the upsetting in you. And then slowly learn not to lose yourself in the upsetting. Because when you participating in the upsetting, and then you just losing yourself in it. Because even you do know already, when you do go back inside, and the same upsetting, it just flowers inside of you. But the thing is, you just forget about it. When something else comes, you forget about this. Because for you, it's something else now. It's not same. Because you learn to cut that cord off, like by just returning back in you much faster. Because even in that part where you just become upset, is so familiar to you. It's not even now, it's just like it's there from long, long time. So just even stay more aware about that part where you become upset, where you're participating in the upsetting. Just stay so aware of it. Because when you stay aware of it, as soon as you just get triggered by something, you just only aware the part in you is being upset. Just already you're aware of it.
Well, this is like I see the pattern of how I feel.
Yes, yes. So that is very loud in you. It's very personal in you. So you just stay aware of it, the way you feel, the way you just really become so tight in that area. Because in this, you're just suffocating yourself. It's like you can't breathe in that upsetting feeling. More you just can be aware of it, and then slowly, slowly, you're able to breathe in it. And more you're able to breathe in it, it's just like, this kind of start opening. And there is more room in it. Right? And when it doesn't open, there is no room in it, and then you go in the torture chamber. And then you don't understand with your mind. You don't understand why this is happening. Again and again it's happening. You're just repeating this because of that is way too deep inside of you. It's just like something is really deeply implanted inside of you. You're so familiar. But just remember, same feeling, you do feel good about it too sometimes. Same feeling. That's what I'm saying. When you are upset, it's a good time to go in there. And also, whenever you feel good, just don't become unaware about it. Anything, any little thing you feel good about, just stay there and just watch this feeling. How this feeling is just playing you. You're like nowhere. This is ruling you though. This making you believe this is you. This is not you. But just simply begin to be aware both ways. Because if you only stay aware of one way, when you don't feel good, then you're aware of it. And when you just feel good, you're unaware of it. Because feeling is only one. It's just like this is a feeling, and then cold breeze come, you feel that. And then from the other side, the hot breeze comes, you feel that. One of it you like it, the other one you don't like it. But this is one thing. Feeling both. So you just be aware that part in you, because when you are upset, it's so easy to locate that part in you. And when you're not upset, you can't find it. It's like you lost your chance. And just stay in every way, just more in this warmth. Don't lose that. Because even when you lose it, it's just like you just losing its intensity. Because person is so easily like to release. Person says, I cannot take it anymore, and react. Or even talk to someone, feels better now. So instead of just stay aware, this is a feeling. So your responsibility starting now about that kind of feeling. Because in this you got to trust me just like the way I'm speaking to you now. Just like that. And outside story is still there. It's still outside here. And if you disconnect from this, and then you're going to plug into that. And then it's hard to even get out of it and go back here, where you feel. But just remember, it's not about feeling good. It's about being aware both ways, about the feeling part. And as soon as you just feel like you're just being released, and then you remember that happiness start crawling, that happy feeling start crawling in. And then you stay aware, this is a happy feeling. Remember, that is also not you. It's just you are the one have been identifying yourself with it, and that's why it's living in you like that. And just choose again and again to go in that kind of feeling. And you even maybe lose it, maybe again, and participate in it, but just very fast way, just come back where you just feeling that from. Just like what I'm saying, you getting it now. It's just like a coming back in your own self now. Much smoother way than before. But just don't go in there why you just fall back or something, or question or judge yourself. It's not about that. It's about the way you are getting now. And just remember how you feel. And just remember when you just being aware of it, how it begin to lose its power. It's like this is how the person don't understand own self. Because that identity is in the way.
So is there one core belief that's creating it all?
Yes.
And is that feeling like a victim?
Either you go in the victim, you go in the protection, or you just react. You can go anywhere.
But what's the core belief?
But first you just see that this is your feeling. Instead of just try to just take it out first. You cannot really plug it out and take it out. You need to be aware what is a first in you. It's just like when you just being so shaken by that feeling. I'm being upset. That's upsetting feeling. Right?
Well, it's like from the outside, the way it comes to me.
It doesn't matter.
I know, but the way it comes to me, like the most painful part is not being seen clearly.
Yes. So what is in you though? You go there though. Because if that part is not there in you, it's not going to upset you.
The part being, I believe I'm not being seen clearly.
The part you identifying yourself with, the first is you just become upset about it. The way you just think about it. But behind there is some kind of feeling. So you just simply stay aware about that upsetting feeling first. That will help you to open more in that same area if you just willing to open more in you.
Well, the upsetting feeling, like it feels like heartbreak. It just feels like...
Yeah.
So like I've been in it.
So then how you just go back like this? Because this also person really, instead of opening more in the same area, person think, I seen this area many times already. Why is still upsetting me?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm praying to see. Like I want to see it because I'm familiar with the ache.
Yes. So now you see what I'm talking about. But it wasn't like that before though.
Before
It was just the situation is upsetting you. So you stay with that. If you want to see, and stay there though. Because otherwise you just go in and then out also. When you go out, you don't know how to go in. And from inside is so easy to go out. Person not familiar to stay here. So just stay in with your feeling part. How sometimes you feel good, sometimes you don't feel good. Even in there, when you just feel like, you have so many different ways being upset. It's just like this accordion being played so many ways. Anything that touches you, you feel different every time. Just stay aware. Because that is in you, that sensitive part is in you. But this is your responsibility to stay in. Not to see it and then you come out. So even when you're saying, you're just praying to see that area in you. So that means you just love to see that. And then you also forget about it. That you just really want to see it. You love to see it. You're forgetting it. So there is a disconnection.
And the disconnection is what's causing all the confusion, I guess.
Yes. Because when you are out, your belief is, I seen that area now. Then why is it happening like that? Maybe the blame go again outward to the situation. You're trying to understand the situation. How
That's
you
what
gonna make it better or
that's
something.
what it is, just trying to understand it. And that's what gets so, I don't get it. I just don't.
Yes. You're not gonna get this though, but you are able to be in where you feel that. So you feel the pain inside. You feel the hurt inside. So if you're feeling the pain and hurt, that means something is close. It's just like feeling that tightness there, right? So if it just begin to open like this, it's not gonna feel it. In order to stay open, you need to stay present in there. So you stay with this feeling all the time. Even the hurt is gone already. But you stay present. This is your responsibility. More you stay present, you are able to understand you though. If you don't stay present, you only want get rid of this part because you're just suffering from it. And it's not going to work like that. There's always temporary relief in it. You need to reach this core. By being present in it. It's like you become unconscious from this part, you plug into already like this. You may not feel that because the situation is not really disturbing you, this part. But it's just already going to become this. So you continue pick up more and more responsibility where you stay present. Any part when just begin to act out, you stay so aware of it. But you only able to be aware of it if you stay present in it. If you are outside, then you only will notice when you're really, really upset with it. So just remember, this is your home. And in this home, there is a hurt feeling, heartbreaking feeling, upsetting feeling. You see, whichever way you see. And just remember, present means you just remind yourself again and again to come back. Don't believe it that you are present in there. Because person can be just so easily busy with any kind of thought. And this is already closed. So every moment you come back. Consciously come back in that same feeling. Even if it's not upsetting feeling, there is a happy feeling. So it's there all the time though. Anything even just beginning to make you emotional a little bit. But you just remember that part also helps you to stay in there. And just remember, you do know you love to see that. Because when you remember, you love to see that. It's not dry seeing. It's lovely seeing. And more you just connect with, just such a lovely way, you're just seeing that. More lovely way, you're seeing that. And what is coming inside of you? So much love flow. But to remember, not a feeling, just letting this love, so you just stay aware about the feeling. But you're just letting this love come inside of you. Because your habit is becomes so tight, you just don't let even your own love come inside. Just stay aware now, the way I'm saying and what is happening in you.
Yeah, it's like soon as the idea that I'm being hurt is there, then the pain is all.
Yes.
And then there's like eons of pain attached to that.
Yes.
And that's what gets so confusing. And
yes. And you see that just as soon as something touches you, that area, it just like in flares. And just remember this, how much you just love, and it's just opening you yourself. But you still aware of it. This is what I'm reminding you, because you forget about it and then it unconsciously take over. It's like you don't want to become unconscious in any cost from this part of yours. Because it really driving you. Because more you stay closer, this is how you're going to see this idea of hurt, this idea of mine or that or that. You're going to be aware of many parts of yours about that belief.
this is what it's like. That's what it is. It's like I'm being hurt, and it just sets off a whoa.
Yes. Because when you being upset, you're squeezing your own life.
I do, because I just blame myself.
Yes.
Like I just.
Yes. and where this love is sitting and waiting for you to enter. So which is higher? So you don't close your door. Just let it come. And then let the hurt come. Let the pain come. And if you don't stay there like that in the door, and then it's just gonna enter from one door and it's just gonna dissolve inside of you completely. It's not gonna hurt you. But you just believing so strongly that it is really hurting you. So you just remember. You just at the door to open the door. Both way. And at the same time, your world is being colored with love. The difference is only you're just not closing, you're not tightening, you're not really upsetting you. This is the only difference. You're just letting it. It's like hurt is coming. It's just touching you, piercing you. You're just watching it. It's not damaging you. Now you don't even need to go in the prayer to ask more. You can be where you are, more present. Because you just need to just learn how to stay so present, so there, all the time. Every way, just remember you just love this so much. Even in this love, you already know you're willing to pay any cost. So then what is in the way? Now you say more.
I'm just saying, like I've been just so heavily identified with that idea.
Yes.
And I see the repetitive patterns of the feeling, of the deep pain of it. And it ungrounds me so quickly. There's so many parts that have been created because of that belief.
Yes.
Not just this lifetime.
Yes, yes.
And that's like...
Because this is the one is ruling the whole life of yours.
I see that. From very, very young.
Yes. But it's just like, it's not something you just need to feel bad about it.
No.
It's so lovely.
Well, that's what I like when you said, like, what's stopping. It's like nothing.
Yes.
Can stop if I stay present to this. If this can no longer play me.
Stay aware, that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm saying it not to release it, because even so many people, they're in this belief. Because when something happens, they just need to talk about it. I'm not saying only to you, but this is the belief in everyone. It's so automatic. When person talk about it, it's already released. And then it's hard to be in. Because when it's released, then other person's, even your own ideas already crawled in. Some level of satisfaction crawled in already. So just stay in the responsibility. Something touch you, just stay so aware. Because this is a delicate spot in you now. You don't need to disturb this. Because as you disturb this, it's just like disturbing the water, and then you find where your pebble is, you lost it. Okay? But this is how you don't disturb anything. You just so simple, clear, okay way, just turn the face back in there. Even on upsetting, when you become upset, you already disturb this water. No need to go in there first. Just so simple, so the way it is, just connect with that, be aware of that. Because that upsetting, that issues, they're loud. Because this is why they're just being grabbed by the person very quick, faster. It's not like you don't want to. You want to be seen by you though. But because of that loudness, you being pulled by that already.
I know, like that's all on top of it, like so frustrated with myself, like feeling like I know better, I should know better than...
Yeah,
but
this is how, even you know better, there's no truth in this. I should not get upset or react or do anything, right? You know already. But this is what person is losing from. Person cannot find that subtle thread. But just stay in this willingness where you really, really just so want to be open in this area. Regardless what is it costing you. How much you get humiliated with it, it doesn't matter. It's not a bigger cost. This is how your love should be so powerful even more. It doesn't matter. The guilt, shame about it, it doesn't matter. You should not be just held by that, anything. This is your chance. And you just make it possible every way. But just remember, every part of this talk is just you helping you to be more aware in this area in you.
And I'm so grateful, like I've understood about this belief in being hurt conceptually for a long time.
Yes, yes, yes.
But in this connection, like just, oh.
Yes, it's opening more now.
Yeah. It causes so much suffering.
Just remember, even is still being repeated in you. It's each time you just being more close by that area in you. So you always open more. Just be willing to open more. Even whenever you just lose that thread of yours about seeing that area, you just continue. Face that. It's like you're looking for that thread now.
Well, it's just like, it's always felt so personal, this feeling, this pain. But I was just feeling like it's the whole world's belief. Like it's the whole world's belief in that.
It is. The whole world is in suffering.
Yeah. And if I'm no longer identified, then that's not my world.
But you cannot say that. This is not my world. Disconnect yourself from
No.
it.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. You need to open your eyes. You need to be awakened in it. When you being awakened in it, and just staying in this awakened state, and then rest of the life you don't participate in it. Right? This is how you stay free from that part. Because otherwise, so many times people, they just go in there and then they feel so good about it because they just discovered it. And then they close the door and then they just stay with that feeling. Now I feel better. It's not like that. That's what I always said. This lifetime you give yourself to this. Not just for a little bit, dip your toe in and then come out. No, it doesn't work.
I guess like what I was seeing is like I was just seeing that I thought that world was mine.
Yes. Because you're identifying yourself with it.
And sitting here now, I can see like it doesn't have to be. I guess I'm just seeing the possibility of
Yes.
not.
Yeah. This is just the beginning. That's what I'm pointing you. You just take your responsibility where you just stay aware of it. So you be awakened in it. But in this, you stay alone. Because now you're saying it, this is your world. You believed it, this was your world. So more you just stay in there, just by yourself, alone. And then you just are able to be more aware. If the other thoughts, other people, they just entering in you, it's like you cannot stay aware of this part. That's why I always point out that you turn in your own self back. It's not about outside of you. Because even that's why I just pointed out the humiliation. So even you feel that in you, so you just don't close it. So you just wonderfully just letting it come back in you. It's okay. Because everything, you just let it come back in you. With the love. Because everything is helping you to be in the lessness. just remember still, even as you just becoming less than before, just love that. More you just love being the way you are now. And then this is how you easily able to disconnect your past. You don't do anything. Because you're just opening to take everything back now. And it's always like this. When you choose to return back in yourself, you're just alone choosing. It's this alone choosing means just your own responsibility to go back. Every single way.
Right now, like I'm just in awe, like there's nothing
Yes.
there but that.
Yes. So you just let it. You're letting it come everything back in you. Now you just, don't you love this taste? But this taste, this is what I just was saying yesterday too. You cannot contain it. You just need to die for this taste all the time. But even being in this, like even in awe, the way you are experiencing now, it doesn't stay like that. It's just giving you taste. So you can just continue live for this. Even you want to grab it, or you just want to maintain it. Because the person is still alive. It's just gonna come. So it cannot stay like that. But just remember. This you just love the most.
Thank you. You know, that happened in the last connection too. There's a disconnect between the gratitude that I feel in my heart, and being able to express that to you in words, like something comes in between that, some type of, well, the last time I felt like some kind of pride or something.
Mm. That's why, remember, the humiliation is your helper.
Thank you.
Because otherwise you're gonna stay unconscious about it and gonna push it away.
Mm-hmm.
If it's you pushing that away, and then that pride, it stays in the way. It's just gonna choke you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how there's so many unconscious guests that you need to invite back in you. Because you never believe they're so important. They're so helping you. You don't know. Because even it's not about focus on how you should function. But just from here, something is making you dysfunctional. Just face that in you. Because when you focus on that, and then you're gonna try to make everything better, then you're just working so hard outward. So you just use everything as a reminder to come back.
Everything.
Can you say again?
I said everything.
Absolutely everything. Because you don't want any part of yours there. any little part is left, even tiny little part, it's gonna create its own world. So that's why when you just choosing, you just choose wholesome way, absolutely every single way. Now you know how this lifetime is so precious. Every moment is so precious. When the person is in this choice, in the higher choice, this is when the life is so precious. Otherwise, it's so meaningless.